Well, we're here back at the Australian Ultimate Championships for 22, ahead of the Opens Division final. We're here for the flip. Off you go, gentlemen.
Up. Sick. We'll start on offense.
We'll start up the top.
I have Tim Copland here with me from Ellipsis. Tim, you've had 3 days of mixed conditions. How's the team feeling?
Yeah, definitely really interesting conditions. It changes all the time, but the team's feeling pretty confident. We've all broke out our gloves for the occasion. Super frictiony, so yeah, pretty keen to go.
Great. And you've been here before. Is it starting to feel a bit familiar from the same matchup we had last year? What's the team strategy going into this?
Probably just go out there and play it like any other game. I think everyone, it feels very different. Probably a little bit, less shell-shocked than last year, but definitely very keen to go out there and play against such a great opposition.
Great, Tim. Good luck for the game. Thank you for your time. I'll bring you to Daniel.
Okay, Alex Gann, newly named Croc representative. Congratulations on that, mate. What's the feeling within the Sunder club? Are you guys the underdogs or are you the favourites here?
There's definitely something to prove. The last couple of years we've made it to the final 2 and 3 and just haven't quite put it away. So we've come into this game with a big attitude of we need to do everything possible to win.
And you've had a year to think about the loss from the finals last year. Has there been much talk inside the club about how you beat Ellipsis?
Yeah, we've talked generally among the leadership to work on what we thought that we didn't do well last year and how we can improve on that. So hopefully that shows in this game and we just take it by a lot.
Take it by a lot. All right, good luck to you, Alex Gann. We're going to go to a quick video and then we'll be back with this Opens final.
Ultimate is a non-contact team sport, with 7-a-side on the field and played with a flying disc.
The field is 100 metres long, including 18-metre end zones, and is 37 metres wide.
A goal is scored by completing a pass in the end zone.
Ultimate is self-refereed.
Players are responsible for upholding the rules and for resolving fouls and violations themselves.
Each point starts with a pull. Teams line up in opposing end zones, and the defensive team will throw to the offensive team to start play.
After every goal, teams swap ends.
The team that scored starts the next point on defense.
The disc is moved around the field by throwing it to teammates.
Once players have the disc, they set a pivot foot like netball or basketball and can't move from there.
Players have 10 seconds to throw the disc.
This is counted out loud by the closest defender.
An incomplete pass is a turnover, no matter who touched it last. When a foul or violation call is made, players will discuss whether they agree on what happened.
If they agree, the call is uncontested and the fouled player retains possession.
If they don't agree, the call is contested and play resets to where the last completed pass was.
If a player anticipates a collision with another player, they can call pick to pause the play.
If the pause didn't affect the outcome of a throw, play resumes.
If it did affect the outcome, play resets to the last completed pass.
First to 15 goals wins the game.
If the game clock reaches 100 minutes, time cap is called and the score target is reduced to one more than the current winning score.
For example, if the score at time cap is 12-10, the new target score is 13.
You can't run the clock down. Teams have to score the last goal to win the game.
Welcome viewers, welcome sports fans to the Australian Ultimate Championships, the Open Final. Day 7 action coming to you live on Kayo Freebies in Australia and ultivids.com for overseas viewers. Simon Talbot here with Amy Chang. How are you, Amy?
Oh, I'm feeling great, Simon. I've been asked to come back. I'm like Ricky Gervais from the Golden Globes. Keep getting an invite, so happy to be in the box today.
And the two teams, the two top seeds we expected to be here, they've worked their way through the tournament, not without their challenges, but gone in here, and we'll take a look at the Ellipsis men's squad from Melbourne, the superstars we want to be watching for Tom Toole at number 85 will be getting plenty of the disc. And his target, Rob Andrews, 25. We also saw Nicholas Whitlock getting busy in the semi-final yesterday as well, so expect to see plenty of him. And their coaches, Emma Beresford and Cole Fink, guiding them from the sidelines. We take a look at the Sunder Slice squad. The first time we're seeing them this weekend. Key players there, number 31, Alex Latamatos. Linchpin of their offense. 99, Alex Shepherd should be on the end of a few. Number 4, Mark Wee, handy little defender. Might be playing both ways before the end of the day. Number 35, Sam McGuckin, played for Ellipsis last year and was relocated to Sydney for work, and so joining the local team there. So might he be able to provide some secrets and insight?
Yeah, we'll find out. And I think on the Sunder line, there's 3 Alexes on the team, and so we might see an Alex
Yes.
lineup. So.
Bit confusing before. We were looking to talk to their captains, and I shouted, "Hey, Alex!" And yeah, three blokes looked at me, and no, just one of you.
I'm glad we got that sorted out.
So both teams quite low key in their preparation. They're not really teams. A lot of their players have played in this kind of occasion before, so they treat it very much like every other game. So the same pre-game routine on Thursday for their first pool game. Same routine this morning. No sort of we're in a final. Nothing amped up like that. It's just another game. Like, I mean, it's a cliche in sport, just one game at a time. But these two teams really live that.
That's right, and to make it to the grand final, you have to win one game at a time.
That's it. So both teams undefeated thus far. So we start to get ready. Players and teams, they're all going to be very familiar with each other. A lot of these teams on first-name basis, having been former teammates, having competed against each other a lot as state representatives and national representatives. So we expect this game to be played in pretty high spirit, I think, just because they're so familiar with each other. And, yeah, call each other friends. Like, literally, that's how it is. So
That's right. And just because we're playing with high spirits doesn't mean they won't bring the intensity either.
It'll be intense. Don't worry about that. As we hear the siren go to indicate the start of the game time. So it'll be 100 minutes allocated to the game. Score target is 15, as per every other game. We've only seen one game this weekend hit the time target of 100 minutes, and that was our first game this morning, which was exciting finish to that one. We're hoping for a similar finish here today.
That's right. I hope us and the viewers at home get value for our money with a long and exciting game.
Of course, couldn't be better value coming to you as a freebie on Kayo. So both teams just not rushing into this. As we said, most games have gone to 15, like within 80, 90 minutes. So we're not going to see teams hurrying themselves all. There's a lot of time. This is going to be a long final. So here whistles go from game advisors. They're not binding at all. They're just indicating to teams this is, we're adhering to these time limits. But it's still up to the teams to determine any kind of penalties for that.
And that's true of the game advisors with their on-field advice given as well. They can give advice, they can tell the teams what they've seen, but it's not binding.
Yep. So we see a bit of voice and excitement and energy and happiness among the Ellipsis men going for their second consecutive title.
And of course, Sunder actually chasing their first title under the new rebrand.
Under the new brand, yeah. So under their previous name, I think 6 or 7 national titles. The dominant club of the 2010s in Australian Ultimate. But
absolutely.
Well, they've factored in every final virtually for the last 12 years or so.
I think so. They've done very well.
There's no actual win since 2018, so they're hungry for that success.
That's right, and nothing like a game where you've got one team hungry for success, wanting to repeat their former glory, and another team, reigning champions, wanting to defend their crown.
So Sunder were winners 2016, 2017, 2018. Then Mammoth out of Brisbane 2019 in Townsville. Of course, no event 2020, and Ellipsis Men's the 2021 champions. So if we get to 100 minutes before other teams hit 15, as you heard in that video before, the score target does get adjusted. So we'll talk you through that if and when that happens. But until then, it is simple. Get the disc into the end zone. As the first pull goes up, we are underway. Toolett's going to field the first pull, probably hit Loughnane first. Loughnane, Andrews, got Whitlock heading long, Paolo midfield. There's Latchell to Matthews Hunter. Howden. Happy to move it laterally for now. Both teams just really filling each other out, testing defense, predicting offensive patterns. Whitlock sends it long deep, looking for Oliver Loughnane. It's going quickly. Loughnane reels it in, not quite in go. He'll walk it back to the goal line. And Ellipsis just have too many numbers there. Sunder can't cover all of them, and Ellipsis get the first goal.
Ellipsis moving the disc backwards, not gaining too much territory at the beginning, but that's actually okay because they've managed to send a very big gainer down the field and looking very relaxed for their first point.
It's very high-end athleticism from both teams, so it becomes a game of territory. You need to create space to allow those runners to happen, and you'll see they'll set up across the field, really use all 37 metres of that width to try and open up those throwing lanes.
Whitlock, the thrower, actually coming from Wildcats.
Yeah, from New Zealand. Andrews with the first goal. So now Sunder slice. Their first go at defence, as we see. Most other placing games took place 9 AM this morning, so they're wrapping up now. We still have a couple of other minor placing games taking place, but the crowd will start to build up around this over the next hour or so. Timothy's Copeland gets the head out of the way, puts the hand up, and gets the second point going. Ladamatos to Lely. Shepherd to Lely. There's one look upfield. Keep an eye off Alex Scan, very far left of the screen there. In the blue. Also Sam McGuckin in the hat at the left there. So Ladamos has taken time just to make sure the shoelaces are okay.
Tight on, Robson. Here we go. Tight on, Robson.
Lely. Shepherd up the line. Gets away. Very tight defence here from Ellipsis. No easy passes available. Ladamos has a look. Heads backwards to Gann. Gann out wide to Shepherd. He's got Bray long but doesn't like it. Goes under instead to Wee. Ladamatos about 30 from goal. Pick is called in the stack. Plenty of cutting options unfolding, Amy.
Yeah, that's right. Almost too many.
Alex Shepherd will self-tap the disc into play because he hasn't got a defender close enough. Finds McGuckin. Bray attacking the front corner. Double coverage as a player loose. Heads to Bray anyway. And the call made. Feels like an offensive foul was the call there. We've got a game advisor close by. We'll see if we can listen in.
Keep working, Lip. Keep working. Yes, Lip. Keep working. Keep working.
I don't know. It feels a bit touchy.
But like, if you're filling that space and I step and push and go, like, there's no reading. There's no just no way. I'm there and push.
I thought I was moving as opposed to stepping into you, but that's okay. Yeah, I know, but like, I don't think you were stationary. I think we were both moving and then we touched each other and then
69 seconds.
worked out.
Oh, yeah.
I think result is
We'll discuss it together later.
I was also saying we didn't have enough of the came out, so you have for the distance stay here.
Because teams, they'll talk everything out and you'll get conversations like that early in the game as they just sort of feel out the boundaries of what they're going to deem acceptable and unacceptable for the rest of the game. So this stays with Bray. After McNaughton and Ladamatos happy to resolve that. And Bray gets the double back from McGuckin. for Sunder's first goal.
As you mentioned, Simon, the teams will figure out what's pushing the boundaries and what's acceptable in terms of physicality. And Frisbee is a non-contact sport, but at this level, at Division 1 and Opens, we might see a little bit more non-contactness going on.
Okay, so it's 1-1. Pressure's up early. We're going to throw down to Daniel Clinton on the sideline.
Some injury updates for you. Ben Sutas for Sunder is carrying an injury. He got injured on day 2. Unsure how much of a part he's going to play in this game. He warmed up, struggling to get it going at this stage. For Ellipsis, it's Liam Haberfield carrying a left ankle injury. He's also suited up. He got through the warm-up in a lot of pain, though, currently. A lot of painkillers. He trying to get it going. We'll see what part he plays as well.
Thanks, Daniel. It's amazing the healing properties of a gold medal match. When you've got a sniff at that,
right.
You know what, maybe I can get through it. So obviously, you know, no training to attend on Tuesday night. It's this and you're done.
That and adrenaline.
Yeah. So Shepherd. Paulie's put this one nice and deep. Going to give Ellipsis a fair bit to travel, almost 70 metres to go to goal. Lockman, Toolett. Defensive pressure there early. Looks like a zone look. Ellipsis will be happy just to move this laterally and maybe take the odd sort of 45-degree angle cut. Howden. So it's going to be about finding a space in the gaps. They've converted now to a match defence, and Ellipsis are going to work that out straight away. And the contact has been made. Uncontested foul call. So Lockman retains possession. Wang on the mark there. So fresh count. Winds the backhand up. Sold everyone on that one. Howden gets the under. He's got a couple of options on Lockman. Big bid there from Wang. Heads wide to Andrews. How much cut's coming towards him? So he heads lateral. Toolett getting up high. Looks off Lockman. He's got Howden long. He's got Powley short. Back to Andrews. Powley continues for the possession retainer. Howden, Lockman. They're on the move now. Howden's got it. He's got Andrews long. Puts it out in front ahead of Mark McClay. Too fast, too tall.
That's right. Ellipsis looking a little bit more willing than Sunder to put up some of those longer shots and those floatier shots to their teammates.
And you can see there's a lot of defensive focus on Rob Andrews there. What he was doing is he's just camping out on that high side of the field, away from the general run of play, so he's got more space to work in. And it pulls defensive focus to go, what's he doing back there? He's got to make a move, he's got to make a move. And we saw, I think Mark McClay there came in to provide the double coverage, as well as Shepherd. But just when Andrews is at full charge, you're going from a standing start, you're going to have a bit of trouble there. So
that's right. It's hard to defend against a player like that.
And the throw from Max Howden, when he's got the marker right next to him, he's got to put it out to his receiver, out to space, keep it in bounds, watch the two defenders coming in. It's a lot to think about when you're just winding your arm for a quick flick of the wrist.
He's done well there under pressure. So many times we've seen that exact throw, either too high or too far.
Yeah. Well, it's good conditions for it. No real wind to speak. We've got a little bit of a breeze on our backs going from bottom to top, but nothing to really affect the throw. Rain's been coming and going last couple of days. That's why you can see the surface of after 3.5 days of ultimate. Not the best, but teams will go through it regardless. Temperature, probably high teens, so sort of mild. Keeping the players in good comfort. Yan to Bray to Lely. Shepherd. Latimoros playing downfield. Gets possession now. He's got Mark. Where are you heading long? Has a big wind-up. He's got Bray unguarded. Chooses Shepherd up the line for the leading pass. So he's got Sam McGuckin, Alex Gann, both with advantage of their defenders. We see another backhand, medium distance shot to that corner, Amy. Is that going to be our big scoring area?
Oh, it looks like it might be. That's actually a really difficult throw, and props to the Sunder player who threw that. There were two Ellipsis defenders streaming down the field, wanting to have a sniff at that.
It is a little bit like, anything you can do, we can also do.
That's right, yeah. if that's the way the game's going, I can't wait to see what Ellipsis and Sunder are able to pull off.
You saw Damon Prendergast peel off the back of the stack there to try and provide a bit of double coverage, but again, when you've got McGuckin and Gann already at full stride and you're going from a standing start, it's a bit to make up. Good by McGuckin there. He just would have heard his teammate, would have heard Alex Gann just say, hey, I'm here coming in on your right.
Yeah. And
just pulled out of the contest. No use in both of you going for it.
When one scores, it's a score for the team.
Yep. No room for personal glory among these teams. It's all for the jersey. 2-all the score. Neither team with an advantage. Both have just scored off their offensive receptions. Pulling's going to be super critical in this game. They're going to want to land it inbounds every time, not give the field position away. Lots of cuts heading away from Lockman. He's got Andrews coming across laterally. Gets low to receive it. Got Lockman isolated. He's also got Matthews Hunter. Hits the inside shot. And there's been a call made. A stall out has been called by Jimmy Todd Hill. We've got a vet to win there. A game advisor there is right close by. We're going to see if we can listen in.
I think it was fast and it wasn't.
There was no fast count, and I got the 10. So
check the tapes. I don't know, do you have a perspective or not really?
I don't have a particular perspective. I was watching the 8, 9, 10. It seemed consistent to the rest of the store count.
So, contest the stall, a vet to win, offering her view there, but as we said before, it's non-binding. So Angels will have to get rid of it virtually immediately. And Todd Hill knew that was going to happen, knew there was no time for a fake, and stuck the Duke out for a clean block. Sutton. Chu. Lily and Sutton they really want to move to the high side of the handlers to open up this space on the low side. Nguyen. Lots of traffic around him. Lely working in short space. Pip pops the big hammer up. And there's the first defensive break. Don Doe with his first goal. That is 3-2 to Sunder.
Love to see a hammer after a big block, and that's always a bit of a risky move in the end zone.
It is, but when you've got a lot of traffic happening around you, the thought that occurs to you is there must be a loose player somewhere. If all the defenders are here, we've got to have the advantage somewhere else.
Absolutely. Find the space that's open. Find the player that's open.
Yep. Pinpoint shot there from Nick Lely too. That would have been... Wouldn't have had a lot of time to get rid of that.
Really fantastic.
There we go. That block, that hand block from Todd Hill.
Read that like an open book.
Veteran move. He just knew that whatever move Andrews is going to make was definitely the throw. Because, you know, comes in on stalling 8. You really haven't got a lot of time to think about it.
There's no time for a fake when you've got a contested stall out.
Daniel Clinton, what have you got?
Just watching some of the players on the sideline. Alex Shepherd, normally a fairly stoic man. He is highly emotional over here. He knows what it means, and it's clear what it means to this Sunder club to go up early against Ellipsis.
Of course, this game's going to be all about goals scored by the defensive team to get that advantage. And so for Slice to get the first one on the board, puts Ellipsis on the back foot early. Both Whitlock and Lou losing a bit of fit there. Whitlock has just sent it, getting it back straight away. Plenty of numbers underneath it. Andrews there, Paule's there. And Weiser getting involved. And there's a call made. I think McGuckin there as well. The crowd's giving a bit of a jeer. We're not sure what their perspective is.
I don't have any particular... I didn't get a great view of who kind of had the best positioning. It kind of seemed like you all were vying for it at the same time.
I think it's pretty soft, though. It was literally as I was getting it, I was going in the back.
Yep. So uncontested. Again, Nguyen's opinion from the sideline, yeah, as she saw what we saw and said, yep, whole lot going on. Probably all incidental, but the Gucken happy to accept the call. So Andrews will bring it in right on the goal line. Great defensive coverage here from Sunder to cover all those near side options. So have to challenge that high side throw, and Lockton gets it. Trying to select the goal celebration, but, you know, the tension's elsewhere at the moment.
That's a great throw at the end as well. Had just enough float to stay in the air for a little bit longer to allow the Ellipsis receiver to catch it.
So 3-all the score, but as we said before, Sunder with that offensive advantage, they'll receive this pull in order to go up 4-3 if they're able to retain it. So that's what we're going to be keeping a close count on, is just how many defensive conversions each team gets. So
that's right. These teams are talented enough to hold on to their offensive position, hold on to their offensive advantage.
Yeah. Because if all scores were just to go back and forth from now on, Sunder will get to 15 first. There's no win by 2, there's no anything like that. So right now, they have the advantage. But you can never ride off a team like Ellipsis.
That's right. As we found out last year.
Yeah. So we saw this in the semi-final, I think, last year. They were down by a couple going late in the game, and they managed to pull through and win. I think it was the same story in the final.
I think it was, yeah.
They had to run through both Sunder teams. Obviously, Sunder a team with 2 clubs. Sorry, a club with 2 teams. First pull going on. Lely to field it. Straight to Gann. Gann to Shepherd. He's got Wee going deep. Heads across to Gann. Bray. Bray up the line. Floaty throw. Fell a bit behind Gann. And Rob Andrews took advantage. Knocks it out of the air. Puts it out of bounds. Giving Ellipsis possession about 35 metres from goal.
This is the defensive breaks we were talking about.
Yeah. This is their chance to break back. McNaughton, first year with the club, veteran of many Nationals campaigns, spent some time in the US as well, playing there for Ring of Fire. And pops that one out to the advantage of Wes Flavel, who reels it in to the ground. Had too much time to think about it. Lely does not mess around getting it back up to the goal line to restart play. Canterbury working to that high side. They want to try and get all their cuts happening on that high side of the field. Give them a clear shot. The end zone. What a huge layout grab by McNaughton there. Just anticipated that play. Had he have hung on to that, that would have been an automatic goal. But instead, they'll restart their offense right on the goal line. 2 huge plays from Ellipsis defenders here. They obviously know the occasion. They're going to isolate Peterelli there at the front of the end zone. But don't be surprised to see a shot come over the top to someone at the back there. Andrews. McNaughton pops it up over the top. This time Flavel gets the opportunity for redemption and reins this one in, this time at the front of the end zone. McNaughton MVP at that point, easily.
That was an incredibly well-timed layout block into the end zone. And what a celebration would have been if he had a Callahan in the grand final.
Yeah.
It was an uncharacteristic drop in the end zone from that
Yeah, I
player.
think it felt like he was more worried about where the end zone line was. And it's very easy for a receiver to get caught in 2 minds to go, all right, where's my feet, where's the disc? You really just need to focus on exactly where you are. See, to try to be looking down, took his eyes off the disc as he was in the catching motion. It's not a huge layup by McNaughton. So see it again. He's just anticipated that throw. I think he's very much a student of the game. He would have watched a lot of games before, would have known that Shepherd likes that give-go move. And stuck back enough to anticipate it, as we see here. Just controlled the tempo of the offense there, and great that it was full trust in Flavel there. Like, he dropped one, but like, let's get it to him anyway and give him a chance to back it back in. That's just going to do wonders for the confidence of the D-line. Huge pull, sitting Sunder deep back in their own end zone, but Sutton fires it straight out to Gann. Bray on his own in the middle there. Ladamatos. Shepherd, McGuckin. Stumbles, but puts his foot back on the line to restart the play again. Looks long. They're going to look to take their shots from about this 25 to 30 metre range if they can get a clear look, but Mark Wee heads lateral. McGuckin's gone deep, but Ellipsis doing well to really shut those long options down and forcing them to go lateral. A pick's been called as the throw went up, but the throw is very much out of the range of Ladamatos, but team's immediately going back to Shepherd, so the pick must have happened some time ago. The players agree that it affected the outcome of that throw. Alright, so this is going to remain with Alex Shepherd there on the right of the wide shot. So about 35 from goal. Players now just agreeing on where they were before that pick happened. So plenty of vocal activity on the sideline from both teams. McGuckin, Bray. Inside shot to Gann, who's found room. Lely. 5 from goal now, right on the doorstep. Cuts coming from everywhere. James Bray seemed unguarded for that entire point.
Yeah, absolutely. And him and his teammates were able to capitalise on those break throws. So throwing in the area that Ellipsis do not want them to throw, and Sunder have shown that they can do that again and again.
Bray, a very talented and smart player. What he would have been doing, he knows that Ellipsis defenders like to peel off and try and provide double coverage. And so by being that player constantly moving around the centre of the field, he's drawing their attention to him and not to that throwing lane. And of course, after time, all that sacrificial cutting pays off because there'll be one where they don't follow him back, which of course leaves him wide open, as we saw there. So the hard work and discipline rewarded there with the goal.
Absolutely. The mark of good teams and good players are those who can adapt to their opposition.
4-all. The score as we tick over to 25 minutes. So we're still well under that 3 minutes per goal pace that we talked about, and we've been seeing all weekend, which is quick. It's quick for national championships. Obviously, you know, low number of passes in possessions, not many turnovers happening yet. Mitch Sutton with his hand up. Signal to pull, the 3 whistles going to signal it's time to send the pull up, no more delay. Howden to Lachlan. Wide to Andrews. His own defensive look from Slice, but we'll see them transition to match probably after this pass. Toolett. Back to Toolett. Well, the receiver's quite deep at the moment. They want to open up space in the middle, but you can see Mitch Sutton there for Slice, just positioning himself well to cut off that space. They finally come wide, forcing Sutton to get out of that space. Toolett. He's got Matthews Hunter coming towards him. Looks back to Andrews. This is good defensive coverage by Slice, taking away all the preferred options for Ellipsis throwers. Whitlock, Toolett. Pick hold on the way through. Players having a chuckle there. It was pretty ambitious of Whitlock to try to find space running through there, and Toolett just bracing himself for a bit of impact. So players happy to accept that call. Little go fetch throw out to Andrews, Paolo. There's a good long look upfield. Andrews. Howden getting involved again. Lockton puts it out the front. Mark McClay had to have a bid, and Howden to Matthews Hunter for his first goal.
If a throw works the first time, why not keep using it? Another great throw from Max Howden.
And those of us who tuned into day 6 of the coverage, who saw the semi-final yesterday, would have heard us talking about and observing Ellipsis are happy just to move the disc around constantly and wait for defence to make that bid that gets them out of position. We saw the bid from McClay there. Had a good look at it. Like, wasn't a reckless bid. But the second that happens, the defender's out of position, that's when they attack. So it's whether they're just waiting for those opportunities or trying to create them. What do you think?
I think there's a bit of both, Simon. I think the smart thing that the offensive team here, Ellipsis, can really take out of this is if your defense player makes a huge bid, you've got about 1.5 seconds where you're completely unguarded.
Yeah.
You can make any throw you want.
And be decisive about that movement. So rather than going, I can throw anything, what am I going to do? They always look to a particular space. I'm going to look here, knowing that one of their teammates is going to attack that space, having just seen the same thing. It's involves a lot of reps.
Yeah.
And a lot of discussion. So they've done that well. But yeah, again, you talked about that just responsiveness to what the other team's doing. It's not just running through your rehearsed O structures. It's taking, here's the basics. And then as soon as we see a chance, we'll attack. That pull's landed out of bounds. First one of the game to do so. So Lely will take the brick call, which means that Sunder get to bring it up to the 20, bring it up 20 metres, so 44 to go to goal. And centre field too, so they're going to set themselves up in the middle, give themselves 2 lanes to throw into. 2 cuts going away, 2 cuts coming towards. Lely doesn't look like he wants to hit any of them, so he runs a little give-go movement to push it up forward to McGuckin, who's tossed it out the back, and Latimitis and McGuckin looking at each other going, that's not the playing game. So Ellipsis, the opportunity to extend their lead. Copland. Tool it. Pick was called in the stack, and yeah, you can see the defense are going to be paying a lot of attention to Tool it, try and create double coverage on him, especially when he's in around close to the disc, as he likes to play. But it means there's going to be a spare cutter somewhere. I think it might be Flavel, but yeah, he's covered there by Latimitis. Looking for McNaughton, finds Waller. Waller back to Toolett. There's a couple of looks. Sends the shot to McNaughton, who's able to rein that one in. Pops it over the top to Peter Reilly. And listen to the celebration for the defensive break for that 2-goal margin.
Simon, you mentioned that when a pool goes out of bounds, the team can take it to the brick mark, which gives them an 18-metre advantage. The other time that can happen is when the defensive pulling team violate their running position as well.
Go offside.
Yeah, that's right. And we've seen a couple of offside calls over the live stream this weekend.
So you see, Sunder Slice have really got their defenders stacked on this side of the field, and the way it's all it can take out of that is that over-the-top shot. And so McNaughton, you saw him drift away from the rest of the formation, knowing that Toole's got that throw, knowing he likes that throw, and just the defender has really got to at least, maybe not follow it closely, but at least got to pay attention to that, realise that yes, this team can throw those shots. We need to be ready for that as an option as well. Daniel Quentin's also been watching closely from the sideline. What have you seen?
It's interesting to see the evolution of Ultimate in Australia. Sunder, a big club, 2 teams here. We see some of the men from the other Sunder team, Dice, running water for the Sunder Slice players. Dennis Tran, Peter Blakely, and Gus McDonald all doing waterboard duty.
Of course, they're finished up for the tournament, so put some extra effort in to help their club mates. You wouldn't have thought they were this close after their semi-final yesterday, where it went to 15-14, but of course, all in the name of success for the club. Shepherd. Big wide shot to McGuckin. Unguarded. You can see Rob Andrews setting off deep there, just covering those deep shots, but obviously that gives them up plenty of cuts towards the disc. McGuckin, Gann. Loopy shot out to Shepherd. Gann. Has to concede a fair bit of ground, but gains it back immediately with a lateral cut. No one's in for him except for Shepherd. And that's how to break open a good tight match defence, Amy, is moving the disc laterally a couple of times, force them to defend the whole width of the field, yeah?
Very clean, very patient, absolutely. If you've got throwers who are happy to break the mark and move it across the width of the field, it means that your cutters start to find the space.
And I think the key throw on that point was the one where we threw it backwards to Gan, and Gan was happy to concede. You can see where he's positioned there, happy to concede nearly 20 metres to then open up more space upfield. It's tempting to sort of go, oh, we've worked it this far, we don't want to go backwards. But sometimes going backwards to go forwards is the way to do it.
That's great. That's what we mean when we say great patience as well.
Yep.
Gan is not worried about conceding that field.
Yep. So 6-5. Ellipsis still with that 2-goal advantage because they are receiving this pull. So Slice would need 2 defensive breaks to take a lead again. So
they'll know that as a defensive team. Now is the time to act.
And Coach Ewing will be well aware of that. Very decorated coach in Ultimate in Australia. Not much gets past him. McGuckin puts the pull into play. Howden, Toolett. They've isolated. Space for Whitlock in the middle, has to go early, puts the back foot down. Of course, the first contact first contact is where you take the infield status from. Toolett. Wide to Matthews Hunter. Howden. Got Andrew short. Toolett heading up the line. Whitlock traversing laterally. I'll hit this low side with a couple of passes. Not much forthcoming. Good adjustment by Slice to their defence. Still trying to prioritise heading out to the high side again, really trying to force Slice to defend the whole width of the field, but moving it slowly enough that there's plenty of time. A lot of people coming in for that one, but Toolett's taking the grab. Puts the bladey shot over the top into the hands of Nicholas Whitlock for the goal.
And that's a shot that you can make in these conditions, Simon. Not a lot of wind at all and no rain.
And there was a fair bit of pressure that Toolett caught that pass in. Almost triple coverage there at the front corner. Like we said earlier, they know that that's the danger cut. That's the one he likes. He'll try and jump it in. So they need to attack that to at least take the preferred option away and force them to improvise. But when you've got the disc in one of the I guess most improvised throwers in the country, I mean, you're on a hiding to nothing. So best you can hope for is that you can force him to play downfield by sort of marketing behind. But terrific catch there. He had a lot to pay attention to there. Defenders, where his foot was.
Yeah, he's really held his nerve there.
You can see 4 to 5 Sunder defenders closed into that open space. Meant Whitlock could just camp out the back. It's easy to think, I'm unguarded, I should go catch the goal, but just having the patience to wait at the back. Toolett knew he was there too. He would have looked up, seen him there and go, right, if I can't find anything else, I've got him.
That's right. Whitlock's resisted the temptation to run towards the field.
Yeah. So good vision, good awareness there by the entire Ellipsis defence, but good work rate by Sunder to sort of force those improvisations. They don't just want to let them march it down. Big point in this game. If Ellipsis get another break, they take a 3-goal lead into half. Sunder needs to put this one in to maintain contact. Second pull that's gone out of bounds. Second time Lely's called the brick and walked it to the 44-metre mark. Wouldn't be surprised if Sunder put this one in that Ellipsis will call a timeout. They've got a defensive unit on now. Latamatos playing upfield. Shepherd. Gam. Lely going long. He's got McGuckin coming towards him. McGuckin getting off the ground. Gam. Going to attack this low side. He's got Shepherd, he's got Wee, he's got McGuckin at the back there. Good coverage by Osmond. High side now. Going with a real advantage. Good adjustment there by Sunder Slice, but Wee's attacked that front corner. Damon Prendergast furious with himself as he should have seen that. He would have seen that one coming, but just didn't get the quick enough start.
That's right. The Alex lineup.
Yep.
Too much for Ellipsis this time.
Fortunate to be going, and timeout called by Ellipsis, So, yeah, first, fortunately I'm going with last names here. I've got Alex Gann, Alex Latamatos, and Alex Shepherd. There was one year where they had 4 Alexes. I don't know who else they had. It was... So, intense game thus far, Amy.
Yeah, definitely. And you called the timeout, Simon, didn't you? The Ellipsis gathering up.
Yeah, well, you've got 3 timeouts per game, but you can only use a maximum of 2 per half. And so when you're 1 goal away from that half break, it's like, well, we've got it, we should use it. So, but what we'll see them do, we'll see them put out like virtually an all-star line. They'll put their strongest 7 on to try and take this defensive break now, not let Sunder, gain 1 back and take a 2-goal lead into half. So they're gathering around now. They're coaches Cole Fink, Ahmed Beresford having a chat. We can see Ewing there drifting at the back. Not in the huddle, but just taking charge. Daniel Clinton was over there eavesdropping on the Sunder huddle. What did you hear?
So just quickly, Coach Ewing talking with Alex Gann, one of the captains, about defensive matchups. Alex Gann kind of said, we're happy with how we are. We're going to come out, we're going to stack this line now and try and get this block. They're going to roll and take half from here. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting. We'll see 2 stacked lines. One on offense and one on defense.
You can see from Alex Gann on there. Crowd's fully built up now. Only 2 other games still going on. Women's placing still finishing off their tournament.
It's great to see the crowd get around this grand final. Lots of supporters, lots of players, and lots of non-players as well coming down to watch the grand final.
Yeah. So Ellipsis just with their usual offensive unit on. It's a pretty strong offensive unit. We can see again McGuckin, Wee, Latamatos, Shepherd, Lely, McClay. So a mixed unit from Sunder. So both teams recognise this as a crucial point. First throw goes up, it's floaty, but Toolett brings it down. Andrews right on the sideline with McGuckin on the mark. Pumps the shot up, he's got Nicholas Whitlock with triple coverage, has to go for it. few of the Sunder players on their sideline, just a big exhale after holding the breath for the flight path of that throw. So, opportunity for Sunder. Again, McGuckin. He's going to play one-on-one upfield. Latamatos. Pumps the big throw up. McGuckin versus Andrews. Here's the battle. Andrews goes early. Comes down with the 2 early. Just not enough gas on that throw to get it out to McGuckin's advantage. Matthews Hunter. His guys urging him just to reset the count by getting it back to someone else. Whitlock, Andrews. Toolett playing upfield. Heads towards the disc now. Covered well by Mark Wee. Paolo now. He's got Whitlock charging deep. Infield to Toolett. Toulett's going to pop this one out with a full inside forehand shot. This time to the advantage of Whitlock. Doesn't have to do as much work for this one. And the Ellipsis take half, 8-6. I mean, that shot was always going to be on, wasn't it?
That's right. That's the second shot he put up and to the same receiver as well. And we saw that with John McNaughton to Flavel, putting up that shot twice the same receiver. And it's great to see that Ellipsis have trust, and that trust is going to carry them through such a high-pressure game.
So see that first throw, yeah, just way too much on it. That outside in drift had the breeze sort of pushing it away from Whitlock. So the shot choice, and again, that outside in shot with the outer rim of the disc curves it back into the receiver. Difficult to get right, even in a breezy condition, but we see we'll get a shot here from Toolett. He puts it inside out, so puts the outside rim of the disc under, curves it the other way, and just sits it out longer for Whitlock to chase it down. We're going to throw down to Dan Clinton for a
I've
quick
grabbed
chat.
Max Howden. We're here again, Max. You're up in half. Obviously where you wanted to be. Where from here?
I'll probably try and score 7 more points, Sam, but I think it's really a game of energy, so we're going to try and keep that energy intensity up.
And what is the secret to holding energy now on day 4 of a Div 1 championship that has been pretty hotly contested?
Yeah, a lot of caffeine definitely helps, but we're really doing it for some of the boys who couldn't play due to some COVID positive results. So people like Tom Bissett and Matt Daly, who we know are watching on stream and supporting us, and some of the players who didn't play with us this weekend, like John O'Keefe and Kylo, who played on their nationals team. So that kind of energy is really going to fuel us in the second half.
But you've found some players to replace them. Whitlock, Haberfield, of course.
Yeah.
And Josh Howard has been a revelation. Where has he come from?
Stunning, yeah. Out of WA and sort of Townsville originally, but in the last couple of years he's just been an absolute gun. So lucky to have him and excited to see what he does for the rest of the game.
All right, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get back to the halftime huddle. Simon, we're going to go back to you.
And we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back with the second half in a few minutes.
It's about you! It's about your passion to do what you want to do in the moment, in the now!
And welcome back. Second half action from the Open Final. Day 7 of the Australian Ultimate Championships. The final day, second last game, coming to you live and exclusive in Australia on Kayo Freebies and ultivids.com for international viewers. Might be some international viewers checking out the competition for the World Ultimate Club Championships. Both of these clubs heading there in July to Cincinnati. In the States, Simon Talbot here with Amy Chang.
That song, I think, encapsulated what this game's going to be about. Love, passion.
Enjoying the tunes there.
That's right.
First pull goes up for the second half. Lely, Ladamatos. Big over the top scuba throw to Gam. We're going to see probably some more risks taken by Sunder here. They're going to have to. McGuckin jumps that one in.
That's the sort of risk-taking that Sunder will have to pull out at this rate. If they keep trading, Ellipsis will be the team to get to 15 first.
Yep, so getting the offensive points in quick measure is going to be the key for them. They've got to give their defense more time. Yeah, they can't let Ellipsis just do it quickly and keep trading. But they would have had a big talk about that, about just getting that offensive point in, not rushing it, but let's get it scored early and start to build some energy from defense. Start to run a few more players through rather than just having the same offensive players go through. So they'll be putting some of the younger players out now saying, right, this is your moment. You might only get to play 1 or 2 points from now on, so make it count.
Yeah, better to pull out just a few, maybe 75% speculative throws than 80, 100% throws.
Of course, they've got to take the disc off the other team first. You can see a couple of players, I think Kayo Silver in the white hat there. I think that's his first appearance this game. And see Gann with the hand up. Waiting ever so patiently for the offense to signal readiness so he can launch the disc. See 2 whistles indicating that offense need to be doing just that. Just that they do. And the 16th goal of this game gets underway. Offside called. So when the ball goes up, all players must be behind the goal line. And sometimes you see teams creep maybe 1 or 2 ahead. You've got the game advisor there watching. The game advisor signals, but it's up to the team to call. And so it's an automatic brick, treated as if it lands out of bounds. Toilet, wide throw to Whitlock. Whitlock, not much coming towards him, so just heads the one-time lateral throw to Andrews. Andrews has got Matthews Hunter one out at the back. But just keeps on his short options instead. We'll see him work to about maybe halfway before they get there. Big bid there from one of the defenders, Elton Liu. Matthews Hunter. Just about within Huck territory now, so Whitlock puts that up. Toilet's gone long. And kisses the disc. One more goal to Ellipsis.
Kayo Silver's first run on the game being matched up against Whitlock. A big throw on, putting pressure on the throw, but not enough to contain that big one.
When you've got the reach of what Whitlock does, he's not looking to throw basically directly downfield. He's putting it out and wide, and it's hard. It's super hard to defend those 45-degree throws. So we're providing a signal there and pumping it along. I think, again, Tula likes to drift deep. A couple of points a game. Get his name on the other side of the score sheet.
That's right.
And because defenses expect him to be always constantly around the disc, and so sometimes they'll slip up and be too far underneath and just give him space out the back.
He did have a lot of space out there, and if I had limbs long like Whitlock, I'd probably be punching those 45-degree discs too.
That Kookaburra, he's been here all weekend. He's back. Supervising the game, making sure we're not upsetting his turf too much. So Toilet to pull, 9-7 to Ellipsis. Puts plenty on that one. And this time Sunder call offside.
The crowd loving that one, Simon.
So Gam brings it into play from the brick mark. McGuckin. That's again already halfway to goal. McGuckin is giving the easy unders. They're expecting him to go deep. Lely. Latimer's in the stack. Keep an eye on him. Shepherd. That's again Lely unguarded now. McNaughton's got the job on Latimatos. Nelly gets it. Nothing on the high side for him. Gann. Ladamatos has got Shepherd one out. Howard with the job on Shepherd. Defense is pushing back now to about 25 from goal. Where he gets a few yards, puts it out wide to McGuckin right on the goal line. And isn't that just a good response?
Oh, I have to say, I've never seen more pool violations called than I've seen in this grand final on a live stream, Simon.
It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you're going to start calling them, so will we. Of course, it's only, you tend to only see it called when there's game advisors there to signal, because otherwise you're really relying on being, 64 metres away and seeing it, or placing a teammate down there just to signal. So, but usually you'll see teams just mostly play through it, like just catch the pool, get the offense moving. But sometimes if it's a deep pool, it's better just to go, you know what, we'll take the 3 metres.
Yeah, that's right. 18 metres is not insignificant. 20 metres as a brick mark.
So Ellipsis, 9-8, still have a 2-goal advantage because they're on offense this point. So it's great seeing Sunder put in a couple of offensive points since half, but more is needed.
Yes.
So at least one defensive break, just to get them back in the game. They'd want to be getting this now. They don't want to wait until too late in the game. We know they're capable. We know they can go on a good defensive run even late in the game, so don't just put the cue back in the rack and call it.
As we said, if they're going to act, they're going to have to act soon.
Ladamatos playing defense this point, as is Shepherd. Just having a big look back at the game, advisor, make sure they're onside. Great field position for that pool. They've rolled it out of bounds, so it's all it will take at 64 from goal. But it's going to give both teams a moment to set up defense and offense. You can see Whitlock moving laterally to the top side of the field there. To be trying to isolate it. Andrews, Shepherd on his tail. Ellipsis about 70 from goal. Matthews Hunter. Wide shot to Toilet. Got to make those throws direct. You can't afford a block in this territory. Shepherd. Massive bid there. Howden takes advantage. Good recovery by Feng. Puts pressure back on. They're still about 60 metres from goal. Uncontested foul. So play's going to start with Whitlock. Still 64 from goal. Has the one long look at Rob Andrews versus Alex Shepherd. Andrews got the step, so Shepherd concedes it. Puts pressure on for the next pass. Backwards to Matthews Hunter. Looks upfield, looks crossfield. And Andrews seems to have just blown up Shepherd at that point. You saw him just trot across laterally and Shepherd just didn't want to think to take the bid. I'm not sure whether he's just frustrated with the defensive plan, not able to contain, or whether it's his own efforts there. But we see Feng there did a great job on defense. Again, one of those players not going to get a lot of opportunities, but really made the most of it.
You've got to make it count.
Saying go for it here. Wouldn't have that turned the game. Oh. Right position, just didn't get the hand down as we see the shot from Whitlock to Andrews. Smart enough to look backwards. He didn't just keep facing the end zone waiting for people to run past him. Thought there's no one ahead of me. I'm just going to turn back, get a lateral to someone. And Matthews Hunter with the license to throw the overheads.
Finds himself again in the end zone with plenty of room to spare. He's having a great game. Andrews, he must be very happy.
Yeah. 10-8 now to Ellipsis. Andrews, of course, former Sunder player.
With his younger brother currently playing on Sunder Dice.
Copeland with the pull. No offside call. You're going to see both teams sticking with that one. Lely out to Gann. Getting horizontal. Gann's put the shot up. McGuckin under double coverage. Goes early. We're almost in shootout territory, but that's only going to suit one team.
Great save by Alex Gann on the sideline, putting his body on the line.
Yeah. You'll see the throws. They're going to start to have to get more and more to the advantage of the defender. So you're going to have to see them leave their feet more and more. There's just so little margin for error when there's an Ellipsis defender on your hip and the sideline right there. So
with the fatigue starting to set into the legs as well, you'll see both teams really pushing their bodies.
Great throw there by McGuckin. He usually would have waited for that one to drop into his lap, but saw Osmond coming in hot, so took 1 or 2 steps towards it, adjusted his path, took it early. Good shot by Gann there too after taking that grab. And McGuckin just causing headaches for Ellipsis on offense, but they're content just to keep putting their offensive points in for now. Ellipsis are because the pressure's all on Sunder to get that much needed defensive block and conversion. So here the game advisor, 2 whistles signalling 60 seconds since the last goal, and defense have to have their hand up with defense having another 60 seconds to get the pull off, and another brick pull.
Now the other option is that they could play from the sideline if they wish to.
Yeah, they can choose either the sideline or the brick, but you see, why would you start 64 metres in the corner when you can start 44 in the centre? But so we've got Whitlock isolated on the near side here, but I feel like it's going to be a decoy. It's going to be a lateral cut from the top of field. Oh, and that was achingly close for Lou. Howden. That one's overthrown. And Sunder with a chance. Ladamados having a long look deep. Wants to get it early. He's gone to Sutton, but Max Howden's read that beautifully and come through. Quick pop over to Lochnan. Goes to jump it in, but lands on the line, so has to still play. Andrews. Called travel because so the travel was called because his pivot foot wasn't on the goal line, so he travelled into the end zone. You need to come back.
Looking around. Watch the everyone good? Stay low. I think so. He's coming in. 3, 2, 1. Stay low, Ray. Stay low, Ray. Come on.
Locked into Whitlock. He definitely keeps his foot in the goal area. And scores Ellipsis. Hate saying that. 11th goal. So double turn that point, Amy. First time we've seen that. So we had one overthrow, but then we see this one here from, so close.
And this was right in front of the box too.
Yeah, it was just, you could hear the gasp from the crowd as they thought that one might have gone. The overshot there, but then we see a swing pass here. I think Sutton thought that's to McClay. McClay thought that's to Sutton. Howden thought, well, if neither of you want it, that's mine. And timeout called here by Sunder.
It's unfortunate the 2 players couldn't decide who was going to grab it, and Howden saw the opportunity and got the intercept.
So we can see here, Lachlan just keeps pivoting, keeps moving the mark around, opens up his throwing options, and so sneaky one to Whitlock, who just lifts the foot before he catches it, because it's with your first contact with the ground, once you have the disc in control, is what counts as where your possession is. So even if you start with 1 foot out, 1 foot in, as soon as you lift it before you catch it, goal.
I was surprised to see them take the crammed position in that end zone. Usually we see that really short pass in the end zone result in a turnover.
Yeah, you've got to be confident about your throw and your position in relation to your defender. So you can hear Alex Ladamados talking to the Sunder huddle from here and really starting to fire up. We're going to see the energy build from both teams here as we get close to the end of the game. And meanwhile, over the Ellipsis huddle, we could see Daniel Clinton over there. What do they have to say?
Just listening in on the Ellipsis huddle, they talking about the maximum of 4 pulls left in this game. First pass pressure is what they want here.
maximum of 4 points for the defensive line. So, yeah, really, I guess putting it on the D line to say, look, there's only a couple of points left of your season. Do you want to make them count?
That's right. Ellipsis very close to 15 now. 4 more points.
So, of course, as you said, it's a 100-minute cap. We're not going to get there. As once you factor in the half break, we're still under 3 minutes per goal.
Sideline really pumping up both teams now.
Typical average is about 4.5 minutes per point at national championships. So, fast-paced game for Vel. Sends the pull down, keeps it nice and floaty. Matamados to Lely. Sunder offense still setting up as that first pass happens, so no particular rush here. Gann. He's got McGuckin one out with Osmond. It's a free player, that's Bray on the high side. Can they get it to him? Cuts back inboard. Shepherd. This time McGuckin, he's got Gann going deep. But too many defenders following. Nothing available for Shepherd on the low side, so has to go to hit the high side. Gets it around to Latamados. I think Cutters wanted to the low side, and Bray finally obliges. Again, we've seen his work rate keep their offense moving time and time again. Gann. He's got Latamados heading deep out of the back, goes lateral to McGuckin instead. Shepherd attacking the high side. Has a look at Bray. McNaughton thinks about beating out ahead of Latamados. Shepherd. Offense is slowed down now. Defense grateful for the short break, but now they're starting to move those cuts again. Shepherd, he's got Lely short. Keep your eyes on Bray. Starting to move now. Gets across that high side. McGuckin goes high for it. Gann attacks that front corner. And again, just outworking the defense. They were smart about who moved and when. It wasn't the same players going everywhere at once, Amy.
That's right, and Ellipsis putting on a middle force on the Sunder players, a force middle. Sunder did really well with their cutters to respond to that middle force. You could hear the sideline yelling home or away, which is the direction that they want their defending players to force.
Yeah, so trying to force all the throws to go through the middle where basically all the crowd of the defense were. So 11-10, still going at that just trading offensive points pattern.
And you mentioned before, Simon, points on average at Nationals, 4 to 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, typically. I think that was our average of the 2021 Nationals. That was about the rate at which games progressed. But there's also much hotter conditions there. That was in Canberra, and so we think teams were more willing to take the full measure of their breaks.
Right. Well, when I was playing Nationals, I swear I thought all my points were 20-minute points.
Can definitely feel like that at times. Of course, most lead-up tournaments, 80-minute games. Extend out to 100 for Nationals. So timeout called by Ellipsis. Again, they just seem to use their timeouts at certain moments during the game. Like they'll have pre-planned out, we're going to take a break at these moments. So to reset, fire up the energy. You can see Rob Swan there getting animated in the jacket. Crowd starting to lift, and Dan Clinton wandered over to the Sunder huddle for that timeout. What did you hear?
Yeah, Coach Yuang just taking a timeout there to call his D-line. He senses a big moment in this match. He's named his 7, and he's sorting it out now.
Right, okay, so I got that wrong. I thought it was Ellipsis calling a timeout, but we'll see them call one after 13 goals, I reckon. Just putting that out in the universe now.
Well, Anson manifested a rainbow today. I think Simon's manifesting a 13th goal timeout.
So they've got McClay, Todd Hill, McGuckin, Gann. Who else is out there? So they're going to run, we think, a zone look, then transition into a match at a particular either position or pass count. So we'll see what they come down with and see if how Ellipsis respond. They're going to respond by taking the brick after that pull. See Elton Liu on for another run. He's got the Whitlock match up again. So again, we see the same setup from Ellipsis with Whitlock isolated on this low side. Blocking them back with Toolett. So the first move will be from Whitlock, we'd expect, and then probably Andrews. You can see at the top left there with the lateral move as the second look. He's got Whitlock deep. Lou's got that well covered. Put the floaty throw out. Toolett has to go for it. Not enough. Gann moves it quickly. Feng, Todd Hill, McClay unguarded. He's got to look at McGuckin, who's under double coverage. Free players everywhere. Now they've locked on the defense. Todd Hill receives it from Gann. Gann heading laterally. Back to Feng. Feng having a look, goes in short to Gann, right on the goal line. Andrews on his hip. Lou tries to get into that corner, but Whitlock dives at the right time, clips the disc away, and Whitlock definitely has the advantage of that one-on-one battle.
I thought Lou would be the one getting a defensive sniff at Whitlock, but it's the other way around.
Here we go, players shouting everywhere as Whitlock heads deep. Lockton take advantage of his defender, Wang, slipping and falling. Howden. Toolett's going deep, plenty of attention paid, huge layup in there. Alex Gann took advantage of the confusion and the mess there. Todd Hill, Gann, quick reset, losing a bit of ground to open up the field space, looking upfield, urging players to come towards him. Feng obliges, but he heads top side to Lou. Lou to McGuckin. Gann, big layup in there from Matthew Sunder. Gann fires it up the line. Todd Hill has to go. That throw was just way too low, way too quick. Got excited and rushed it. So Ellipsis with another offense possession. We've sensed a lift in the intensity of this game. Toolett, 64 from goal. Up the line to Loughnane. Loughnane's got Pole going deep, but he's under double coverage. Whitlock is free, heading towards the disc. Gets the easy shot, has a long look upfield. Winds it up, pumps it long. He's got Andrews, he's put it high. McGuckin's got to get that front position. It's close to the end zone line. And Andrews puts it down, but he would have been well out the back anyway, so Sunder earn it back.
There is so much tension, so much excitement on the field right now, and also from the sideline.
McGuckin was absolutely certain. He knew that front position is the way to beat Andrews. And took a while. Andrews, like he went up, had a look at the line, realised he was well out of bounds, so didn't sort of worry too much about the catch. So this time we're going to have to see a bit better throw. So you can see the throw's going to pick up the disc. When we go to the wide shot, we can see McGuckin isolated in the middle there with Whitlock as the matchup. So instead of trying to hit, McClay will probably come underneath, the white hat at the top. Toolett playing in front of the stack, trying to get out in that space, close it off. McClay's gone straight to the end zone, so McGuckin gets it deep. Gets it under, sorry. Gann doing the work this point. Todd Hill streaking deep with taking Toolett with him. Gann takes a close catch ahead of Andrews. Can't get his traction to get the nice throw out, so heads back, gets the 1-2 off McGuckin. He's got Cutters heading to the low side. He tries and reaches too much for the second time this point, puts it into the ground, but a foul has been called on the throw. So I wonder if the slight nudge from Andrews is what put him off balance there. Fortunate to get that disc back, I think. It was probably not the best of looks. I can see what he was trying to hit that inside break shot, but he's better off just trying to keep it on the slow side, I think, with the forehand. McGuckin flies for it, keeps it alive. Todd Hill. Most cuts are heading away from these throwers, and plenty of players losing traction as they try and get their start around the disc. Heads high, beautiful read of the play by Toolett. Knew that around throw was coming, and Gann's called foul on the throw. Toolett saying, how did that affect your throw? Because I was here anyway. We've got Aiden Turner, a game advisor over there, who was right in front of us, so we'll see if we can listen in.
I was on this side.
I'm not that far away from it.
You're on that side, yeah.
I think I worked him hard enough to fair. Like, I've proper got him.
Yeah. So Andrew's conceding there. Yeah, I probably got him. Affected that throw, so we're just going to send it back. So uncontested foul is the result. But everyone happy to have the opportunity to have their perspective on the play. McClay. Wang. Gann really wants that high side. Todd Hill is finally there. Gets the foot inbounds. And there we go. That defensive break we've been urging Sunder to get for so long.
They've brought it. They've made it. They've equalised the score 11-11.
11 each, but it's still a 1-goal advantage to Ellipsis because they will receive this point. So it's one more of those to get.
That's
they
right.
want to keep themselves in the hunt.
That's right. There's still work to do.
So 11-all the score. We are, 65-ish minutes in. So
it's good to see Alex Gann recovering after those two missed throws.
Yeah, we saw that one just clean throwaway with, virtually no pressure at all, but then fouled a couple times on the throw. Nothing malicious, just, Gann's really pushing himself to break that mark and, inevitably some contact is probably going to result.
And he has the mental fortitude to keep throwing the throws that he has.
The Sunder Dice team you can hear getting around, the team whose players have just come off the field, congratulating them on a well-fought point, so giving them a bit more energy to keep going, see this final out.
Sometimes a big sideline makes a very large difference.
Makes a huge difference. 11-all, 75, well, geez, it's gone quickly. 75 minutes in, Nelly. But still, maximum of 9 goals left in this game. Who is going to get them? Loxton with Whitlock isolated that high side. We'll see Andrews with that lateral cut again, this time on a bit of an angle. And Shepherd was right on his hip, tried to get a hand in but couldn't. Lockton, this one's gone pretty far. Big bid there from the defender, Pole. All these throws happening in very tight coverage now. Matthews Hunter. Unguarded for now, takes a long look. Whitlock now. Mark Wee with the job on Whitlock. Andrews heading up the line, big crossfield shot, Tulitt's there. Manages to chase it down, sidelines calling out of bounds. Tulitt happy to accept that call. Lally pumps it up the line straight away to Latamatos. Latamatos, he's got Wee in short supply, short range. There's a big one.
Sunder have done really well to act so quickly off a turnover. They are not letting Ellipsis have any moment to recover their defense.
And that defensive pressure on this side of the field basically forced that throw was the only way out. And it was just unfortunate it was overthrown by, not much, but so we see that bid there from, I think it was Mark McClay on the hip of Andrews. And another one here, that's Kosun Wang. And then this throw, yeah, you can see it's foot landed on the line being out of bounds. And yeah, he was more than happy just to look at the sideline play. Even it was Sunder players indicating, happy to look at them and go, what did you guys see? They said, yep, you're out. And he was happy just to accept that. Good spirit by him. And I think it was good by I think it was a good response by the Sunder players, not to just jump on and go out, because that can sort of make you go on the defensive. But they're there just all indicating, yeah, mate, sorry. It's almost like you almost feel a little bit bad sort of being the one going, oh, I don't know if you trust me, but...
Yeah, and it was Tullett's call to make as well.
Yeah. We would have... Aidan Turner, game advisor, was also right there, so probably would have had a good perspective on it as well, had they have asked for that. So timeout's been called. Not sure who called that one, and all the excitement of players charging the field after the goal. We missed someone making the T signal, but we think Dan Clinton might have caught it. Dan.
Very quick huddle there. Tom Tillett, captain of Ellipsis, leading the way, asking them to go back to their structures on offense, not having to do anything fancy, just go back to what was working in the first half.
Yeah, we can see. Sunder forced them into a little bit of improvisation, we've seen. We talked about that earlier. That's what Sunder will need to do to be able to upset it. And so we might see another lift in standard in this game, I think. I don't think teams are quite at that 100% mark yet. So 12-11 to Sunder Slice. Ellipsis to receive this pull. So Slice now had that 1 goal advantage.
I imagine the timeout chat on the Sunder side would be something along the lines of keep
this going.
Keep this going. Keep up the pressure.
We're at the intensity that we need. We know they're going to respond, so we just need to be more resilient and keep it going. So 78 minutes ticked over. We're going to see no more than 6 goals scored in this game. 6 more goals. Again, to pull. Howden to field for Ellipsis. Lochner. We're going to have to speak up now, Amy. The noise is getting crazy here. Andrews. Got Haberfield going deep, who's made his first appearance of the game. Well, what an impact he can have here. Reels it in. And Liam Haberfield, 1 from 1.
That's a great first point.
1 point, 64 metres covered, 1 goal. And isn't he up and about and excited? And he'll probably go straight away and put ice on the ankle.
Good to see him running and making an impact for the team. And as you said, that's right. He's had that injury and...
Yeah. He said, boys, I've got 1 in me.
Make it count.
Yeah, double coverage there, but just had the hop, put 3 or 4 steps on them and took off. So 12 all, but Sunder to receive. So as we said, the advantage is currently with them. So it's amazing how quickly games of ultimate can turn on their heads. So we see Juggernaut on the sideline there with their now infamous and popular live Spirit score update. This time I'm sharing their perspective of both teams in the final. Of course, extremely unofficial. But showing, I think they had a 10 and 11, which shows this game's been played in, very, very high level of spirit. Lely, Ladamatos, Gann taken off deep, but no clear shot available. McGuckin, Ladamatos with McGordon on his hip. Mark Wee's taken off now. Bray again just finding space. Exploiting any defensive loose coverage. It's even near him. Ladamatos to Shepherd. Bray again free on that high side. They need to pay more attention to him. Not many cuts forthcoming. McGuckin. Needs to look that high side. He's got Shepherd out there. Ladamatos has slipped and fallen over. A lot of players losing traction on this soft ground. Lely, massive grab by Toolett. Lely angled away from the disc, which just opened up a small window for Toolett. He's taken 2 steps and launched into it. He's going to walk away from the disc, ask McNaughton to play it instead, just to get the heart rate down a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Toolett head towards the end zone here during this point. Prendergast has gone long. Osmond comes underneath. Huge layup bid there from McGuckin. Inside shot to Copeland. Numbers on the high side now. Toolett. Got Prendergast high. He's got Copeland high. He's got Ely in the middle. Happy to wait for a clear and tidy shot. So head back to Copeland, who has to go low. Toolett up the line. Clever throw by Copeland. Pops up over the top and Shepherd's gone high. Read that straight out of the hand. Alex Gann is charging deep. Ladamatos sees the double coverage. He knows there's 3 players somewhere. Lely pops it out wide to Bray. Shepherd. Wee's by himself in the middle with Peter really looking to peel off. So Wee should probably make a move, keep him busy. There we go. Finds a shot in the middle. Ladamatos is heading to the end zone with McNaughton as the coverage. Lely McNaughton slipped and fell. Latimalis is free. He's got Bray heading to that top corner. James Bray, what a star!
Oh, James Bray, and he doesn't have a slow defender covering him, but he's just such a smart cutter.
Just picks his moments. He moves for 2 passes from now. He's looking ahead of the play and going, right, I'm not going to cut for the thrower now, but as soon as I see where they're looking, I'm going to make the next move.
Yeah, crucial, and a great defensive block from Shepherd in the end zone.
Yeah. We saw Bray was the player that Ellipsis were leaving kind of free and having the defender peeled off, but midway through they realised, must have heard me shouting from over here saying they've got to put someone on him. And it was Mark Wee that they started leaving free, and the shot came through to him. So I think Sunder have started to realise that there's always going to be a loosely marked player that we've got a clear shot to. So it's just going to be a case of picking them out and then looking for those opportunities to attack. What a point.
What a
and
point.
Isn't it worthy of a National Championships final? Ellipsis looking for their second. Sunder looking for 6, 8, I don't know, a lot. But they're first in 4 years. 13-12 to slice as we tick over. 83 minutes in the game. Sunder need 2 goals. Ellipsis need 3. Ellipsis receive this pull. Can they stay in touch? Matthews Hunter. Lockman. Whitlock heading underneath. Matthews Hunter the free one now. Howden's got Toolett up the line. He's got Haberfield in the middle. It holds onto it, waits for everything to pass on through, so he's got a clear look at what's happening. And throw's gone out of bounds. Toolett's got a foul straight away on Edmund Feng. See if we can listen in on the game advisor there, Yvette Nguyen.
So you're asking if the foul, what's specifically happening?
What? Sure.
So you're calling
I'm just asking if after this hand, if you've seen it or not.
I didn't see specifically if you touched his hand. The marking might have been close.
Doesn't look like there's too much contact from this.
I think Feng got his hand, which is, you can see that it's wobbling out of the hand, so I reckon Feng sort of caught the underside of his hand, which caused enough wobble to get it drifting out. Meanwhile, plays where he started with a bang. Haberfield got a 1-2 with Lockton and head to the end zone. Andrews. Whitlock unguarded. Tours attacking the end zone now. Andrews. Numbers on the low side, but McClay gets across to put that mark on. Haberfield with Lou on his tail and pops it in the lap of Thomas Toolett for Ellipsis' 13th goal. I need to find another way to say that, Amy. The 13th goal of Ellipsis.
There you go. You got it.
Not enough diction training for me.
Good movement from Ellipsis. They like their fast goes up the field.
Yep. You prepared to call it yet? Who's winning?
Oh, I think out of the two of us, you've had a much better success rate with your fortune telling, Simon. What do you reckon?
Oh, now you put me in it. Well, it's the best of 3 goals. It's first to 15. Sunder Slice to receive this one, so it's still very much advantage them. I see them holding on because at the moment I don't see Ellipsis taking it off them, and they're not going to take it off them unless Sunder change something up, and I don't think Sunder need to change something up.
I would agree with you, Simon. Sunder's got great defensive pressure. They keep pushing that defense. They'll have something here.
Yep, so if they change anything offensively, it's advantage Ellipsis. So let's see what they do. They've got their standard offensive line out there, who's just been getting it done this whole game. Ellipsis have Andrews, Haberfield, Lockton, Flavelle, Ely, McNaughton, Howard. So Toolett saving himself for probably the last 2 points. Deep floaty pool, going to give defense enough time to set up. Gann, Shepherd. Back to Lely. Again with a wide break throw to McGuckin. McGuckin's got Alex Shepherd heading towards the end zone, but Rob Andrews on his tail. Shepherd, you want to try and get him behind the disc. Get Andrews out of there, I think. And yep, back he comes. Again. McGuckin's going to be the target here. Ladamatos also out there. Ladamatos heads high side. Bray heads low side. Lely comes in short. Overthrown. And Ellipsis have a chance here. Loughnane walking to pick up the disc. Haberfield's isolated on the low side. It's going to head lateral. Favell under. Keep your eyes on Pete Ely. But that's a big layout grab by McGuckin. Immediately saying he had it. Flavell saying, nope, that's on me. So we get a good look at this. I think Flavell did have that one.
I felt your hands on the line. So that's why I understand why you could, I get it. But from I'm putting you on me, I'm pulling out.
I thought your hand came through after I had 2 hands and the clap.
We can see if they'll get 2 hands on. We can't quite see the exact second that McGuckin's hand gets on it. It looks pretty simultaneous to us, which means that it would stay with
From my
offense.
perspective, I would say Lippy had control of the disc before. From my perspective, it looked like Lippy had control of the disc.
I can't see it anyway. You had it before I did.
Sam, we got a strip on the camera. What? We're good.
Is it on the camera strip?
It's not a block. You got Sunder. It's not from me, Sam. It's from Sunder.
So it was initially contested, it goes back, but I think Pole came over and had a look on the screen. Like a couple of Sunder players came over and had a look at the screen over our shoulder. We're telling him to get out, and then passed on to McGuckin that it did look clean. So McGuckin happy to accept that. Haberfield to Loughnane. Markwee had to think about going high for that one. Andrews. Howard. Slice really taking care of that deep coverage. Haberfield's put it up. He's got Loughnane. Wee's getting underneath and has got that front position. But Loughnane gets it. And there we go. Another big turnaround in this game. 14-13 to Ellipsis. They need 1 goal. Sunder need 2, and Ellipsis have the offensive advantage now. So Sunder will receive this pull to ideally make it 14-15, which would then send us into sudden death. And Ellipsis would be on offense for that.
That's right. It's all shaking out at the end of this game now. Both teams playing in very high spirits with the calls as well.
Very fair-minded. Happened to listen to other perspectives. They're pretty certain in what they feel they saw themselves, but happy to accept, look, if other people are telling them something different, that, hey, might have been something different.
That's right. Important to have that in a game that's self-refereed.
So no timeout called by either team. They're just going to roll straight through it. Haberfield, what an impact player. Come in with a couple of points to go. Quarter goal, thrown a goal. Really just a preview of what a weapon he could be at full fitness. Todd on the sideline again for this one. Saving himself for that final point if needed. But in an ideal world, he won't be. 91 minutes gone. It will remain a game to 15. One goal left or 2 goals left for the season. Pull goes up. Ladamatos tracks it down into his lap. First pass to Gann. Shepherd. McGuckin's gone. He's got Copeland and Osmond chasing, but he's gone early. He goes up and Copeland goes through. McGuckin's just gone 1 step too early. Timothy's Copeland there. Was the extra defender who came in. Knocks it away. And Ellipsis have a mere 64 metres to move the disc to their second national title. Oliver Loughnane with the responsibility of the first pass. Ely comes towards him, heads lateral to Swan. Swan wants to keep moving at Copeland. He's Got Osman isolated one in the middle. Plenty of coverage around him. This defensive pressure is too much. But Gann accepts the foul call from Swan. He went over the shoulder. A little bit of a let off as both teams get a chance to take a breath. You can see hands on knees all around the field. Who's got the work rate to beat this? A lot of Ellipsis players crowded around the disc. Not a lot of action downfield. You can see Loughnane in the white hat. They're going to try and isolate him. He's heading away from the disc. Prendergast heading towards it. Swan goes lateral. Still in their own end zone. Walker. Slice really closing up the centre of the field. That swing pass has gone too far. Gann rushes to it. Comes back to the end zone line. Spots up Shepherd. There it is. We are off to sudden death. The immense pressure from Sunder Slice just earned that one back. Trying to, I think running their force middle again, Amy. So forcing the passes to go to the centre of the field, taking away that lateral movement. Those 45-degree attacking throws that Ellipsis love so much.
I think they did deserve that one. There was so much pressure, especially around that end zone. To force a turn. And McGuckin usually quite good in the air for this one.
I reckon he went one step too early. Like, backs himself for sure, but I reckon he definitely, because Copland didn't arrive until 2 steps later. I think he could have gone 1 step more, but I mean, 2 defenders on your hip, both, you know, you're not both around your height. You've just got to go for it, I think.
That's right.
So timeout called now. As a silence falls over the Tomaree Sports Complex here in Nelson Bay. Thank you to Port Stephens for hosting all 7 days of the championships. Well, I said before, if Sunder change anything, they're in trouble. But I think we're going to see both teams, top 7 players out here.
Yeah.
No more to sort of save yourself, no more development, no more learning of structures. There's 14 players out here. One good throw, one good catch could win it. It's just what happens in the meantime. Daniel Clinton, you wandered over to the Sunder huddle. It seems pretty animated over there.
Yeah, I've gone to Sunder here just to hear what they're saying. The onus is on them. They need the block here and they need the turn. Alex Ladamatos, the words he said was, this point matters now, this point matters for the rest of the year, this point will matter forever. Go and earn it.
Well, no pressure there from Alex Ladamatos to his teammates.
Quite the message. You can see on the line, I think we've got McClay, Gann, McGuckin, Shepherd, Lou, Ladamatos, and we. For Ellipsis, we've got Liam Haberfield, Oliver Loughnane, Nick Whitlock, Tom Toolett, Rob Andrews, Max Howden, Dan Matthews-Hunter. 14 of the best players of this sport in the country going head-to-head. And next score wins the gold. Gann sends it into play. Long floaty pool. Tullett's got time. Deep back in their own end zone. They've got about 80 metres to travel to goal. Whitlock going long. Loughnane. No real room to go backwards here. Only forwards. Toolett, Howden. No panic at all amongst this group. Players all heading away from Toolett. Toolett sends it up. He's got Whitlock and Loughnane. McGuckin's there with Lou. That is drifting, sailing. It's gone out of bounds. It's a Sunder disc.
That is incredible pressure from the Sunder players in the end zone.
And Sunder, their downfield defense earned them that. Ellipsis got impatient and wanted to get it out of their own end zone. So amazing defensive pressure. But that is just step one of many required here for the boys in blue. Sunder Dice in full voice. The Ellipsis women's team's in full voice. Everyone has picked a side here. Who have you picked at home? Alex Gann. Ladamatos streaking deep. McGuckin under in the centre. Shepherd. Latamatos. Something's been called here. They're just having a yap. Getting in the breast. It is going to stay with Latamatos. Store coming in on 0. Fresh count for Latamatos. It's just an Alex party around the disc. Gan, Latamatos, Shepherd. McGuckin gets involved. McClay charging under. Double coverage. Gan. Shepherd pointing at the end zone saying, I've got this. 25 from goal. Alex Latamatos. Gan. McGuckin. There's no direct movement upfield. Back to Latamatos. Happy to just creep this up a couple of metres at a time with each lateral movement. Shepherd. Well covered. Max Holden putting heat on Latamatos. Gan. Rob Andrews goes long. Players having to work hard through this soft ground. The cars will be burning. Shepherd. Gan heading laterally. Short to Latamatos. Pressure mounting on both the offense and defense. McClay goes, pops it up. Lou gets it inbound. Sunder, your national champions, first time in 4 years. The drought is over. And hear them celebrate their club mate Sunder Dice. Getting on the field, getting around them.
What an amazing final point for both teams. And Sunder just so precious with that disc at the end.
Oh, just happy to swing it back and forth again. Waiting for that defense to crack. Waiting for them to make that bid. And as soon as they went through, McClay was the one that broke through. And it was Ko Sun Wang getting that final goal. He's had a terrific game. Got a lot of tough defensive assignments. But the memory he's going to take away is catching that winning goal, getting it inbounds.
A lot of the players will remember this for the rest of their life. I think especially after that timeout message from Alex Latamatos.
We're going to throw it down to Dan Clinton with one of the captains from Sunder, Alex Shepherd.
Yeah, Alex Shepherd, mate, congratulations. What does that mean?
It means the world, Dan. We were very disappointed last couple of years not winning nationals. As a club, we really pride ourselves on being the best club in the nation, if not the world. And we're working towards WUC to do the same thing at WUC. As you can see by that celebration at the end there, this win is everything to these lads. We've been training for such a long time, and we're just looking forward to a bit of rest, bit of celebration tonight, mate. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and I can see the emotion on your face. You're not one to show much emotion, Alex. I can see what this means to you.
Yeah.
Second time of asking, you've had to beat an incredible opposition there.
Yeah.
What do you put your win down to?
The other boys on the dice line. It was a very emotional game yesterday, beating them. There was a lot of tears, a lot of heartache. So we sort of did it for them and did it for the other 20-odd boys on the line. It just... Mate, I'm lost for words, Dan. I'm sorry, mate. This is such a great feeling.
I'm not going to ask you any more questions. Go bask in the joy and the glory. Back to you, Simon.
Thank you, Daniel. Well, we promised you an absolute belter of a game, and a belter of a game was delivered. Amy, you're lost for words. You haven't been able to get a word out for a while.
I'm a bit speechless. I mean, I thought it was too little too late from Sunder. They let Ellipsis get a lead. They didn't have anything spectacular or risky or pressure from defense early on, and they brought it back, but they've managed to do it.
And congratulations to Sunder, national champions once again. And that's not all. We've got another final coming up, a women's final between Ellipsis Asterisk and Ellipsis Ampersand, both out of Melbourne, both with multi-time Australian representative players. It's going to be an absolute cracking game. That one's coming up very shortly, inside 20 minutes. We hope you can stick with us on Kayo Freebies for Australian viewers, Ultivits for international. We'll be back shortly.